welcome to another episode here on the Minecraft Let's Play Season 3. We are once more back in the caves, which is supposedly going to be a lot of starting in this episode, or not this episode, future episodes I mean. So what you can see here is a scaffolding, and I want to show you something that I found. I was on my way to gather up the lava here because it's a bit dangerous to have it over here, and I found something while doing that, so I decided I forgot to actually put the lava here and went for this instead. And we can see a creeper here. I'm going to take care of that guy. Hopefully there. And then we're going to look a little bit here. First and foremost, I put both torches here so you guys can see as well, and I can see a little bit better. But what I found when I explored here a little bit, because I saw this spot first, went up here, and then I noticed that it was a hole here as well, and I wanted to explore. So, oh, this is not good. Okay, it worked. I'm a little bit scared here because we have a skeleton there, and I don't want to fall from this place because you can die if I land very, very incorrectly. So over here, I found this spot here, and I'm going to take the shield up so I'm safe. You can see some cobblestone there. This is of course an indicator for a dungeon, and I hope... Oh! Since it's coming skeletons from this spot here, I hope that it is... Yeah, I think I saw some of the glow that comes from the spawner. And we'll have to get up there and actually try and... Let's see, can... yeah, I could. I'm going to go up a little bit and still keep the shield on. Oh, there I went. Oh no, and I heard something smelt. That's not good. That's not good at all. I hope it was not something that I wanted to keep. Okay, do we have anything on us? I don't have a lot of stuff. And I think golden is what we're going to go for. Keeps us safe a little bit, and I hope that my weapons are safe down there. I'm going to jump and do my best and see if we can get the stuff back. But we actually got a confirmation that it was a dungeon. That's good because I need XP in this in this world, especially now that I've died and lost all the 28 levels I had on me. Not good. Okay, here are some of the stuff. I'm just going to run around, gather up everything. We got the usual 7 levels back. That looks like everything, I think. Okay, now we go back and organize ourselves a little bit. So, further here. Okay, remove all the bad stuff. I lost my chest plate, it looks like. Okay, so here we have those parts. We have both the things here. We have my bow, that's good as well. Shield. And everything here. Food. Yeah, it looked like I only lost my I think so, at least. That's good. Okay, we're going to go back at it again. Now we have nothing to lose really, and maybe try and take some precautions and actually make a small platform up there instead, so I don't get jumped back so much. There. Okay, I think if we can just get up on the scaffolding, we're going to manage to take care of the skeletons here. But Yeah, that guy went. Then we... Oh, not great this thing. We need some blocks. And it's not good to take blocks where they can fall down. And there went... Can I get cobblestone or cobble deep slate? Okay. Okay, more blocks. Then we go at it and going to further this bridge here, I hope. And then we're going to go up and go in, please. Okay, they are starting it. I'm going to go in and just lift and light this up. And then they can remove themselves there. And now we are safe. Good. Okay, this spot is great. I'm going to take precautions and actually lit everything up, because even though they've changed the light mechanics and mob spawnings, I think that spawners are an exception to these new rules. So what are we going to get here? We have some good golden apple. That's great. We have wheat and bones. Yeah, it's good. Some redstone, gunpowder, coal, saddle. Not so great. Name tag is good though. Then what do we have here? Iron. Always good. And 2 music discs. Nice. It's yeah, great. That's coming in handy. I don't usually go for music discs, but when you find them, you found them. And some diamond horse armor as well. But the most thing I think in this is that it's actually a spawner. I'm going to have so much XP, and it's also a skeleton spawner, which is even greater, because I really like skeletons in general. It's one of my favorite mobs in Minecraft, but I also really love, because they are a little better than zombie spawners, I think, since they drop both bones and bows, which is a good source for crafting recipes in droppers and so forth, or dispensers, I think it is, with the bows, but also bones that you can get a lot of bone meal from, and it's a little bit XP wise and so forth as well. And that's also why they are better than, for example, cave spiders that I found down in the mine shaft that are over there, because they are much harder to build. These are a little bit easier, I think. So we have the topic for today's episode here. We're going to make a skeleton grinder. Okay, so welcome back. The skeleton grinder is actually finished. I'm looking at it right now, and I think you can see where I've built and where the natural terrain is. We were sort of went up on that spot there were the torches I put down, and then we had the spawner inside of here. I've now built out a little bit and built the actual grinder, and you can see we have the sort of cube shape here, and then we have some water and everything that have been placed here. I think I'm going to try and hide it and move around a little bit of the deep slate so we can make it a little bit better fit in with the terrain. But if you, for example, would just go past, I don't think it would look that different. Maybe just noticing the very monochrome and flat wall there, but nothing else. So what I've done is the regular skeleton grinder, and I'm just having a small pathway up here, and then when I come up here we have scaffolding. I have my killing mechanism here, and sadly I don't have a very good sword at the moment. I only have sharpness 4 on it, so no sweeping edge or anything. So when I swipe it, we kill a couple of the skeletons, but not all of them, since we don't have the sweeping edge. And when that happens, we get all of the nice XP and a lot of loot. I have been standing here. I did manage to gather up enough XP to do 2 3-level enchantments. The first one got me the same pickaxe I already have, efficiency 4, now breaking 3. So I disenchanted that and went for this one, and we have now fortune 3, efficiency 4. A very nice pickaxe, I think. Maybe I should put it together with my unbreaking one so we get a really good fortune pickaxe. But I'm also going to show you how I built this thing, but I'm going to turn over to the camera account to show you that. And here we are on the camera account instead, placing just so we can see the whole overview of the farm instead. And as you can see, it's a very simple design, and it is working as of this moment since I'm standing there instead, keeping the farm going. We have the skeleton spawner inside of a dark room that you can see just blinking down there when it sends out new skeletons. Down below it we have a water stream that sends the skeletons into one spot. And at that spot we have a bubble column, and that sends the skeletons upwards and then downwards, so they take some fall damage in front of me so I can kill them a little bit easier. I did make a mistake though with this farm when I made the fall height. I think they should fall around 20-22 blocks. Instead they only fall, I think it's around 15 or something here. So I have just missed a little bit of height there that I could have gotten. So some skeletons I have to kill or hit twice until they die, since they haven't taken that much fall damage. But that works. I haven't found the time or the need to actually change that. The other thing that I probably should mention is that you can also see that before the skeletons comes into the bubble column, you can see that they stop a little bit, and once one of the fewer or the skeletons in the lines backwards, so to speak, in the last pushes that first skeleton up, it's first then that it sends up the bubble column. And it's just a mechanic that I have stumbled on before. I haven't felt the need to do it either, because it's still working. All of the skeletons sort of still come and work, so I haven't found the need to change that. And it's a very nifty and very simple design, I think, but it works. It's okay for this early on in the game. And now we are going to go over to a second farm that has been built in the meantime as well. So 2 farms in one episode. We'll see what happens in the next few minutes. Okay, so sheep farm is done, except for the sheeps. It's I've been a little bit busy here, making everything work, making every redstone contraption work, and also trying to get myself into the building mode here again. And you can see here that something happened here with all the dispensers. I have put shears in here, but since they don't get used, since I don't have any sheep inside of here yet, they are not taken the durability from them, even though the system is working and is on. So I wanted to explain this a little bit, because it's going to be a hassle to get sheep in here, and I also need sheep in each and every one of the colors, and I don't have access to some colors yet. So until I can dye my sheep the colors I won't put them anything near here, or maybe put them down here, but disable the shearing mechanism. But I wanted to explain it a little bit what I've done here, because this is not the usual setup that I have done. Usually you see me do these glass cages with observers and dispensers and very individual sheep shearing. But this time I made a little bit of more of a free roaming farm, and I can't take credit for this design, since I have watched from Hermitcraft, Xisumavoid he's called, and I'm going to link his video down in the description if you want to watch that or take something like that. But I couldn't take credit of this. I have though made my own in these 2 things sort of, but the design with having dispensers on top, sheep going around here down below, is not my design. So we're going to start off with this first because this is most easiest. I have connected all of the dispensers up here with redstone, and as you can see here, all of them are activated when we have the redstone block down there. And then I have a sticky piston that goes from here and down into this redstone clock. And when that redstone clock activates, it's just for a few moments retract the redstone block, powers down these things, and then when that happens, and then it retracts back and this gets triggered again, and that's what happens, and the shears or get for example cutting the sheep's wool here if they would have any. This is a regular Minecraft redstone clock, nothing special about that. So we have all of this working, and they are just pumping out items, and I have put one stack in this moment. I have to watch this farm in action and see if the sheep manages to actually eat the grass in between, or if they, for example, some of them maybe not have reached the time to eat yet, so we have to further increase that item in there. Otherwise, we also have this small redstone system, and it's all it's mostly for the collection area. So underneath all of this grass here, I have a rail system with a minecart. There I was in the way, so we didn't go further away here. And there we did watch the system again. And what I've done here is that I have a permanent sort of redstone thing here. So if nothing is inside of our hopper minecart, then it doesn't trigger the system. But if we would, for example, put some redstone, I can just look at this. So we put out some of these, and then I picked up most of it myself. I can put more of it there, and then when the system gets here, you can see that it turns off, and we have items. It goes very fast, but we had items going into the hopper. The comparator and repeater, or comparator notices that, sends out a signal, and I had to make a little bit of a tight fit, so I made use of the target block here, which is a very nifty little redstone contraption that I don't usually use, but I did find use for it here now, because this sends out redstone signals. So what I had done here is that I sent a signal into here. When that activates, it turns off the redstone torch, turns off this, and turns off the rails. And I also had to further the rails a little bit, because I had a block here, but then the rail minecart went here and booped back, and it didn't get at a turning point where it was good, so we couldn't send the cart back once the system was on again. So I had to put a rail here, so it bounces a little bit, but it bounces just enough to put items in here, and then just enough to touch the wall so it can turn back. But yeah, that's the sheep farm for now. I have to make a better entrance to this, since we have this small and narrow pathway down here, and I don't think I want to jump over my own redstone contraption. I think we need to make an entrance in here. But that's going to be for future projects, because I think the time for this episode has turned a little bit longer than I wanted to. So I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. We did get 2 farms done. We did get the XP farm, and we got the sheep farm done as well, even though it's not completely done yet with the sheeps. If you want to, you can subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. You can also leave a like and a comment and tell me about the episode that way. I hope we'll see each other in the next episode. Goodbye.